We are a part of nature, and in nature everything is interconnected, everything has a relationship. In order to create a more sustainable future in the broadest sense of the term, we need to start seeing the interconnections between things, how they are related, and how we can work, learn, and live in greater harmony. There's been this approach that we can sort of dominate nature. We can bend nature to our will, to our needs. And I think we see that every day in the way in which our world plays out, in how we access our food and design our food systems, how we farm, how we harvest, through to how we build our communities, our towns, the materials we use, the approach we take to how we design and structure community building. It boils down to this idea of a crisis of perception, this idea that we somehow sit outside of nature's system. So I think at its heart, harmony is really about finding a balance between ourselves and nature. The King's Foundation, His Majesty's philosophy of harmony, underpins our work. Harmony isn't simply our guiding philosophy, it is also our vision of the future. It is a way in which we are trying to bring together all the various component parts that can create a more sustainable future and say now is the time for action. It plays out in how we design and teach within our educational programs. It plays out in how we think about and implement our built environment projects or our heritage projects or our community projects, about how we learn in the landscape and learn from the landscape. One of the really wonderful programs that we run is a program called Food for the Future, and that really looks at this idea of what is a harmonious food system. This idea of harmony, in many ways, it's something we're born with, but we lose as we get older. When young learners come through this journey for us, there's this real sense that this approach speaks to them as individuals, as communities, as industries. We have the ability to implement this into practice, and we have the ability to create that systemic change that is needed in these areas. As you look at harmony as a philosophy or as an approach, central to it is this idea of community building, of creating communities where you're looking at everything in the round. You're looking at economic development, you're looking at health outcomes, you're looking at educational outcomes, all of these different areas as being a part of community development. It is fundamentally important to learn from the knowledge of the past, to learn from the traditional skills, materials, all of these areas, but it's not for the sake of looking backwards. It's understanding that these approaches, this mindset, these skills have a direct contemporary relevance to how we build and create our communities. The King's Foundation plays an incredibly central role in this. Without our programs that we're running, whether that is in the traditional arts, the fine arts, the crafts, whether that's exploring the fundamental underpinning principles of sacred geometry, a lot of these skills, a lot of these traditions are at risk of being lost. Now is the time to break down what His Majesty referred to as a crisis in perception. Now is the time to take a new look at the world.